Hello, welcome to another edition of the Lynn Lowdown. Today my guest is George Weber. He's Executive Director of Northeast Legal Aid. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
So George, why don't you tell us a little bit about what Northeast Legal Aid is, how many offices, and what do you do?
Sure. Thank you. I'm very happy to be here. I'm glad to be here. So Northeast Legal Aid has offices in Lynn, Lawrence, and Lowell, and it also has a part-time limited hours office in Haverhill. It provides free legal aid to low-income individuals and to the elderly. The work that we do includes a representation of people who are in need of help with housing issues, landlord-tenant issues, with family law issues. In particular, we provide help to survivors of domestic violence and provide them with family law help. We provide help to undocumented individuals. Actually, our subsidiary does that, and I'll tell you in a minute about our subsidiary. We also provide help on public benefits issues, and we provide help to elders, and we provide some help to community development and entrepreneur issues, very small businesses that are looking for free legal advice. We have a lawyer who provides that service. If I could, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the history of Northeast Legal Aid.
Yes, thanks.
So Northeast Legal Aid is actually the result of a merger that took place in 2014. There used to be in this area a program called Neighborhood Legal Services, and there was an office in Lowell called Merrimack Valley Legal Services. And in 2014, the programs merged into a single organization called Northeast Legal Aid. And contemporaneously, a subsidiary of Northeast Legal Aid was created called Northeast Justice Center. And the reason for a subsidiary is because some of our funding has restrictions on it, and we give the subsidiary, Northeast Justice Center, just funds that have no restrictions. So that enables us to do all the work that we would like to do. I
see. Now, what kind of restrictions and what type of cases are represented by this third entity?
So to best understand that, it's helpful to know where we get our funding. So our funding comes principally from two sources. One is the state legislature, which provides us through an organization called the Massachusetts Legal Assistance Corporation, provides us with state funding. The federal funding comes to us through the Legal Services Corporation, and that funding has restrictions on it. It says that we cannot represent anyone who is not a legal resident of the United States. And it also says, among other things, that we can't do class actions. So in response to that, to make sure we are able to actually represent individuals who are not residents, legal residents of the United States, we have funding from the state that enables us to represent, through our subsidiary, Northeast Justice Center, represent people who are undocumented and also to do class actions.
I see. So how do folks find you and present themselves, and how do you determine who's going to be the best fit for their needs?
Yep. So we can be found by telephoning us. We can be found by online through Facebook, Twitter, and also at our website. And we can also be found through word of mouth in the community. Community organizations know us very well. We collaborate with dozens and dozens of community organizations in each of the communities in which there are offices and throughout northeastern Massachusetts. In fact, we serve 56 cities and towns including all of Essex County and plus some parts of northern Middlesex County.
Okay, so these three offices just happen to be in the large population districts, but all the surrounding communities can participate too.
Yes.
How about over the border in New Hampshire? Anything like that?
No, no, we don't. We are restricted in terms of providing legal aid. We have to provide it in Massachusetts.
Okay. Now, how do people find you? Do your cases usually people walking in? Do they present themselves first with a phone call? How do they?
Yeah, usually
find you?
they call our intake line, and that's how we find them. And you know, they also should know, your listeners and people watching should know how to what kind of services we offer. And we offer, for example, housing, landlord-tenant. We offer family law. We offer elder law, immigration law, consumer law, employment law, public benefits law, and also, as I mentioned previously, community development and entrepreneurship law. So if they have a problem in that area, they should either walk into one of our offices or give us a call.
I know that this is a trend, and in fact, our city of Lynn recently, back in the spring, passed a Wage Protection Act. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And are some of your clients coming in because of wage theft?
So they can also contact us related to wage and employment issues. We'll take a look at those. And we have lawyers that specialize in those issues.
So you have 3 offices. Can you tell us where those are? We're going to try to put some graphics on the screen as well. But
yeah.
For example, where are the offices in Lynn, Lawrence?
So the Lynn office is actually right above your offices here on Union Street.
181 Union Street.
181 Union Street. Our office in Lawrence is 50 Island Street in Lawrence, and our office in Lowell is on John Street in Lowell.
Okay. So what do you suggest for people if they think they have a need? I mean, some people are a little apprehensive about reaching out to a lawyer for the first time. How do they understand that they might be in need of such assistance, and what's the first thing they usually do?
Well, they should call our offices, and any of those 3 offices, and they'll be in contact with an intake worker who will determine whether or not the caller is presenting a problem that we're likely to be able to help with. I should tell you that unfortunately, because of shortage of resources, though we have 30 lawyers spread among those 3 offices, we end up turning away a large percentage, over 50% of those people that contact us that are eligible for our services in terms of their income level. We end up turning away because we just cannot help everybody that we would like to help.
Yeah, and it's not probably a good system to try to have a waiting list, because people usually have needs that they need worked on immediately.
Right.
So waiting for an opening just doesn't work when you have time frames and court dockets going on.
Typically, yeah, that's true, although we try to give some help to everybody that contacts us, but in terms of full representation or assigning a lawyer to them, as I say, we turn away a lot of eligible clients, but we will try to make referrals to...
I was just going to ask about your referral bank.
Yes, so we'll try to make referrals to people, to either lawyers that are volunteered, private lawyers that are volunteered to supplement our services, or to agencies that might be able to help the caller.
Okay. So any last thoughts? We got about a minute left.
So I want to mention one special program that we recently initiated, and that is we are trying to provide services to grandparents and other non-parent caregivers of children who are living in families that are struggling with opioid addiction. We're able to provide grandparents and other non-parent caregivers with advice about guardianships, about health care and educational authorizations, about housing issues, about wills, about the full panoply of potential issues that a grandparent or other non-parent relative might encounter in trying to help young children living in families that are survivors of opioid problems.
Okay, sounds like everything's keeping up with the current needs of our society.
We're trying very hard, and I'd also like to urge your viewers to, especially viewers that are themselves lawyers, to volunteer, because we have so many people that need help. And if you can afford to send a contribution to us, that would be wonderful, because as I mentioned, we're turning away thousands of people every year. Even though we're helping thousands of people, we're turning away thousands because we just don't have the resources that we need to help people.
Okay, I hope this little interview has stirred some interest. Remember, folks, you can tune in, actually check their Facebook and
Facebook, our website. We have a website. Yeah, just Google Northeast Legal Aid and you'll find us either.
All right. So start your journey there, and they're there to help us out as individuals and as a community. Thank you very much for being here, George Weber, and for letting us know about Northeast Legal Aid.
My pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
And until next time, we'll see you on the Lynn Lowdown.